Today we look for Goofs on the classic 1960s Addams Family TV series.
Everybody's a critic.
Well, if you'd rather, we could refer to them as interesting anomalies that give us a tiny peek behind the scenes of the making of the Addams Family. How's that?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And stay tuned to find out what Lurch's mother looked like, and what actress could be brave enough to play Lurch's mother. Oh, and at the very end, I've got a lot of Ted Cassidy facts that you might find very interesting. First, let's check out some thing goose.
Gomez, darling, do be careful. You know how prone...
In the second season episode, Portrait of Gomez, the thing is fanning Morticia in the moonlight when he retreats into the tree hole. But either the thing isn't the only one hanging out by the tree, or the thing has grown an elbow. Kinda strange, isn't it?
Unprofessional jealousy can twist a man's mind.
You think?
In the very first episode, the Addams family goes to school. The thing hands the phone to Morticia and then takes off. But careful observation may indicate that the thing may actually have a body, or at least a foot. And from what I read, it was probably Ted Cassidy's foot. When the thing stops a politician from leaving, his box pops up, revealing, of course, that the thing is hiding under the table. Now, I wish we could have got the entire picture. I could just see Ted Cassidy underneath the table, hiding out.
It was kind of eerie.
You know, it always cracks me up to hear him growl like that. It's just funny. In the episode Halloween with the Addams Family, you can tell someone is moving around under the table when the thing hands the mail to Wednesday. In the episode Fester's Punctured Romance, we get to see Gomez actor John Astin doing his standing on his head routine. But if you wondered if there was a trick to it, he did have just a little bit of help in the form of a string attached to his leg to your right. It would still demand a bit of balance and strength to perform this feat. The string just helped him with making it through the entire scene.
Obviously.
In the episode My Fair Cousin It, Gomez is pulling off an amazing balancing act, but it's clear from the top that there's a string attached to the first item that links all of the items being balanced.
And as soon as I get a little more practice, then I want to hook it.
I don't suppose you would believe it was just a test.
Well, Lurch, you may take it down.
Well, with the Addams Family, sometimes it's hard to tell what's a goof and what's done on purpose. It really keeps you on your toes.
I'm Sam Hilliard from the Sherwood School.
How do you do, Mr. Hilliard? Beautiful.
In the very first episode, we see Gomez blow up his train set next to Mr. Hilliard. Now, if you're like me and you've watched the Addams Family a few million times over the years, you probably think Gomez has blown up that train like a million times. But that's not quite the case. In the second episode, Gomez blows up his toy train with Morticia watching. Or does he? Now, if you look closely, 1 second you see that Morticia is clearly standing there, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Hilliard is right there in the room from the first episode. Mr. Hilliard is there again in episode 11, kind of like a ghost that's haunting this train set. It happens again in episode 22 when Pugsley is the one operating the train. Now, I haven't verified this for certain, but I bet you every time that train explodes on the Addams Family, it's from that very first episode. In the episode Art and the Addams Family, Fester and Gomez are standing on their heads, and Gomez has a newspaper on the floor in front of him, but when he gets up, both the paper and Uncle Fester are gone. In the same episode, when Sam Picasso arrives at the Addams house, Wednesday is playing by the foot of the steps. In the next shot, when she greets Picasso, she's instantly moved to the grass beside the two graves. While this is going on, a crew member's head is visible at the lower right of the screen. Of course, this probably would not have been seen on an older TV set.
Perfect.
In the episode, Cousin It visits the Addams family. The steam from a hot drink that Gomez is drinking, I assume, should be coming from his ears in this clip, but it's actually coming from behind his head. Now, somebody right now is writing in the comments, TV Crazy Man, you are way too picky. And yes, I am, but I still love classic TV. Now, I hate algebra, and you'll never catch me nitpicking about that. I mean, right? I found another ghostly train scene in the episode Morticia's Romance, Part 1. I don't see Mr. Hillard, but who is that ghostly looking figure in the background on the left? Gomez is wearing his usual jacket, which is different than the one in the previous shot. But who is that zombie looking dude way in the back on the left? I actually think Mr. Hillard is there, he's just covered by the smoke. But I've never seen this weird zombie to the left before.
Interesting.
No, wait. I went back and looked at the first episode. It's just a statue. It's not a zombie. In the episode Halloween, Addams Style, Gomez and Uncle Fester are in a contest to see who can grab the first apple with their teeth. Notice that Gomez's apples are all swirling around, but when the camera backs off to where we can see Fester and Gomez at the same time, the apples are at a dead stop. And then they start swirling again when we see a close-up of Gomez. It's weird, bizarre, and completely unearthly. Nothing in this world behaves like this, obviously, leading one to believe there was something strange going on the set of The Addams Family. In the episode Morticia, the Writer, there is something that happens on the screen that is quite terrifying. I'm not talking about the crazy amounts of secondhand smoke that Gomez is breathing out into the atmosphere either. Just keep your eye out towards the end of the clip, right behind Gomez. Now, I know some of you are going to say that it's just a crew member responsible for blowing smoke possibly, but then what if it's something else entirely? Something sinister? What does your imagination tell you? Post your thoughts in the comments. I'm thinking maybe a ghost werewolf hiding from Kolchak the Night Stalker, or maybe it's Bigfoot trying to get away from the $6 million man. I don't know.
I'm with you, pal.
In the episode Christmas with the Addams Family, Gomez's part in his hair changes sides literally from one shot to the next, and so does his chain. Either they flip the picture, or this is a sign of the zombie apocalypse. I'll let you be the judge on that one.
Must be a nut!
Have you ever noticed that the grass in the Addams Family yard doesn't act naturally? Oh, why should it? I mean, but still, it's almost as if it were, I don't know, carpet? And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Just who was Lurch's mother? And what did she look like?
Now, quick!
Yes, Mom.
Yep, that's Ellen Corby, best known as Grandma on the Waltons in the 70s TV series. Isn't it hilarious to even think of Grandma Walton as the mother of Lurch from the Addams Family? Does this mean Lurch is a Walton or something? Oh, and you might have recognized Ellen Corby from It's a Wonderful Life as well. Oh, and the episode Mother Lurch appears on was the Season 1 episode Mother Lurch Visits the Addams Family. Did you know that John Astin, Ted Cassidy, and Carolyn Jones all appeared on the Batman TV series after the Addams Family was canceled? John Astin appeared as the Riddler on 2 episodes, and Carolyn Jones appeared on 5 episodes as Marcia, Queen of Diamonds. Cassidy appeared as Lurch on one of the Batman's window cameos I'll talk about later. They missed a perfect opportunity to have him play Solomon Grundy on the Batman TV show. Even when Solomon Grundy did show up with Adam West Batman on the Legends of the Superhero special, Grundy was played by another actor, Mickey Morton, but of course Cassidy died that same year that the show was made. Had Cassidy played Grundy on the TV series, it would have been remembered, I think, as much as Cesar Romero's Joker or Frank Gorshin's Riddler. Ted Cassidy was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and raised in Philippi, West Virginia. Cassidy was taller than the other kids growing up, and also smarter as well.
Show him, Lurch. Stand up.
Oh, he is a big one.
He wound up a freshman in high school at the age of 11 and playing on the football and basketball teams. Graduated college with a degree in speech and drama. He started his career as a DJ in Dallas, Texas. His first monstrous role was an outer space creature on the Dialing for Dollars segment of Ed Hogan's afternoon movies on WFAA TV Channel 8. And he actually did a news report for the local radio station on the day John F. Kennedy was assassinated. He was 6'9" tall. Cassidy had a hard time finding acting gigs at first, as he was told he was too tall to work well with the other actors on screen. His first big role was that of Lurch the butler, where the casting call was specifically for a very tall actor. Originally, Lurch wasn't supposed to talk, but when Cassidy ad-libbed, "You rang," Lurch's best-known line, which cracked everybody up, they gave him more and more lines to say.
You see, the mere thought of it has him bubbling.
Cassidy appeared as Lurch on the Batman episode The Penguin's Nest during one of the climbing up the wall scenes.
Oh, it's you, Batman. Gave me quite a start.
Yes, citizen.
He also did the Lurch's voice for the new Scooby-Doo movies in the Addams Family animated series in '73. After the Addams Family went off the air, Cassidy did a lot of guest appearances on a ton of classic shows. He terrorized Captain Kirk on the Star Trek episode What Are Little Girls Made Of, throwing Kirk around like a rag doll. He guest starred on 2 more Trek episodes as well. And then there was Lost in Space, I Dream of Jeannie, Laredo, The Beverly Hillbillies, Daniel Boone, Tarzan, Mannix, and more. During this time, he started doing voice work for cartoons. He was the voice of Frankenstein Jr. in 1966, the voice of Galactus on the '67 Fantastic Four, and then in '78 he became the voice of Ben Grimm the Thing in the '70s Fantastic Four that featured Herbie the Robot.
And Ben Grimm into a mighty muscled powerhouse called The Thing. Herbie the Robot, the newest member of the group. They have become the greatest team of superheroes the world has ever known. You Fantastic Four.
Hey, if this is work, I can dig it.
He also did the voice of Black Manta and Brainiac on the Super Friends.
He may have gotten away from that seahorse, but I'll set a trap that he'll never get out of. Aquaman!
In one of my favorite cartoons, the '78 Hanna-Barbera Godzilla cartoon, he was the voice of Godzilla. Now, when Andre the Giant couldn't reprise his role as Bigfoot on the $6 Million Man, naturally they got Cassidy to fill in his shoes. Not that Bigfoot actually wore shoes. Now, in Bigfoot's Return 2-part episode, he took on the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman. And made one last episode as Bigfoot for the last season of the $6 Million Man. His likeness was used in the packaging of the Bionic Bigfoot toy packages.
The $6 Million Man and Bigfoot the Bionic Beast.
Drag Race Dynamite.
And then he did the voice of the Incredible Hulk for Lou Ferrigno in the '70s TV series starring Bill Bixby. Ironically, Lou Ferrigno would turn around and provide the Hulk's voice for the '90s animated series. Unfortunately, Cassidy died during the Hulk series in 1979 at the age of 46. Coincidentally, he suffered from the same growth hormone problem as Andre the Giant, the other actor to play Bigfoot, and they both died at the age of 46 on a January, related to heart problems caused by their growth hormone conditions. Now, if you grew up in the 60s or 70s, you can't deny that Ted Cassidy was likely a huge part of your childhood. I know you had a part in a lot of my favorite cartoons and TV shows back in the day. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is, of course, my TV Crazy Man channel. I also have a slightly newer channel I'm working on that incorporates my own animated characters in my videos called the Frady Cat Cartoons channel. The latest, I mixed my cartoon Ninja Cat Claw with an old Popeye the Sailor Man cartoon. Check it out if you get a chance, and please subscribe and watch the rest of the TV Crazy Man videos dedicated to classic pop culture and great memories of when TV was cool.